Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. As you can see, I shaved recently and, well, trimmed it mostly because it got really long. But I still have some hair, I just wanted to trim it mostly because it got really long. Pretty much I'm returning to you for this Tuesday album review. Um, so definitely stay tuned for this video for sure. For the Weeknd Starboy album review that I wanted to do for Season 5, Episode 8. So I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 18 songs. I didn't want to review the deluxe edition because I just didn't care for it, to be honest. But I'm going to discuss what I listened to for all 18 songs for this about 68.5-minute album and let you know my thoughts on the Weeknd Starboy. So let's dive into this album review. Now it starts with the opening track, which is the title song, Starboy, featuring Daft Punk. One of the Weeknd's best songs, and Daft Punk did really good mixing and producing this track, which I know Daft Punk is not together anymore since 2021 because they did announce their split and all that in 2021, which hopefully they can come back, but it's up to them, of course. And they are the ones that are going to make the decision if they want to come back or not, and reunite and do it again, pretty much. But I think the mixing and production in this track was really good from Daft Punk, and just the overall sounding to the song is sounding really good. I like the beat as well, so pretty catchy track, and good song to dance to as well, and just bop to. So 5 out of 5. Party Monster is a pretty good song. I wasn't sure if I was feeling for some lyricism in this track, with how Abel is singing the track, The Weeknd, of course. But I think for what it goes for, it's pretty good. The beat is what drew me to the track. I mean, the electronic voice at the end of the track, got up, thank the Lord for the day, woke up by a girl, I don't even know her name. Lyric with that electronic voice has its moments where I like it, and I'm a little iffy about it. So 5 out of 5 still for the track. It did perform pretty well with the mixing and production. False Alarm's a pretty good track, I know. My mom doesn't like this song. I can tell you that. She just was like, this song gives me a headache. Which I can understand why, because the melody in the chorus, it has that electronic breakdown and the EDM breakdown. It just kind of relies on it a bit too much, and Abel repeating False Alarm a few times in the chorus. I actually didn't mind this track, but I know some people have their gripes with the track, so I'm still going to give it a 5 out of 5, despite it being one of the strongest tracks from the album. Not the very strongest track, but it is a pretty good song. Reminder is the next track. This song was a hit for sure, and they did make a music video for it, and I really enjoyed how the music video turned out, and the song itself was really good. It's just Abel rapping in it, and then the You Know Me lyric is probably where I can really vibe with the chorus, pretty much with this track. Pretty vibe-ish track, so really like it. 5 out of 5. Rockin' is a pretty good dance song for sure. So it's like a club dance song mostly, and I really dig this about the track. There's some lyrics that are on the fence with me, but I still like the track for what it goes for. 5 out of 5, and Abel singing in it is pretty good. Secrets, it does get repetitive a bit to an extent, and sorry about the background noise, that's my sister's dog barking. To an extent, this song does get repetitive with the chorus, I hear the secrets that you keep, but I think it's a pretty good track for the mixing, and the verses are pretty much the highlight for this track. And yeah, the chorus does get repetitive, but in a way I think it works for the song and how it turns out, so 5 out of 5. True Colors is a pretty good track too. I wasn't sure if I was going to really feel for it at first, but I really took a deep dive into listening to it, and I really like how Abel's singing in the track, and just the overall mixing and production in it is pretty good, so 5 out of 5. Pretty melodic track for a pop song, but I think it works. Stargirl interlude featuring Lana Del Rey. I personally think Lana Del Rey ruined the song a bit with her vocals. Her vocals sounded very dull and unenthusiastic about singing this track. I just wanna cry kind of shit. It's just the way she sings. She sounds so stale and boring with how she's singing. It just there's nothing good about her vocals. But I think Abel saved the track towards the end of it, and I just personally have my issues with Lana Del Rey. Her music is so boring, and she is so boring with how she sings. So 4 out of 5 in my opinion for Stargirl interlude. It was decent, but it wasn't something I'd come back to a lot. I just only like the ending to the track, and that is the biggest problem. The overall 1 minute and 52 seconds of this interlude, not my favorite interlude. Sidewalks featuring Kendrick Lamar. I didn't like Abel's electronic vocals. Like, his vocals were produced to like an electronic uh, kind of vocal thing or whatever, and I wasn't sure if I liked that. But I think Kendrick Lamar's verse is pretty good. There are some moments where he says the same thing. Excuse my yawning. He says the same thing a couple times in this song, but I think overall it's a solid track, so 4.5 out of 5. 6 Feet Under is a solid one too. I don't really like Abel's vocals in the pre-chorus, the getting money thing, and lick it like it's candy or whatever. I just didn't like that weird falsetto vocal pitch that he did with his vocals in that part of the song. That was my biggest gripe with the song, but the rest of the track did alright, so 4.5 out of 5. Love to Lay is one of my favorite tracks. I actually like this track with how it sounds, and it's mixed pretty well. And Abel's vocals sound really good in this track. I can actually feel for his voice in this song. And like I said, the mixing and the beat overall is pretty good. So 5 out of 5. Lonely Night is a pretty good disco pop song that I really can vibe with. But it works to an extent because Abel's singing is pretty good in it. And just basically, the track is a bop. So 5 out of 5. Attention does have some electronic tendencies with the melody that kind of is a little overproduced in a way. But I think Abel, excuse my yawning, I'm just really tired today. I think Abel's vocals make the song sound pretty good, even with the chorus too, so 5 out of 5. Ordinary Life is solid. Not my favorite, but it just the verses get a little repetitive with the cross on my neck, cross on my neck thing that he sings in it. It just I don't know if I feel for that tone in the vocals. It just gets a little repetitive, and the chorus is slightly repetitive too. It's kind of a fillerish track just to get through the album. So 4.5 out of 5. Don't hate the song. I think it's good, but I have my issues with some moments in the track. Nothing Without You is one of my favorite songs too. I really like Abel's vocals in this track, and just the overall mixing and execution of the song performed pretty well. So 5 out of 5 for this one. All I Know featuring Future is a pretty good song. My biggest gripe is with Future's rap verse going on too long. There are some moments where I like his rap verse, and there are some on the fence moments with his lyricism with some of his rapping. How you fuck a bitch this pretty lyric or whatever. Um, it just those lyrics and the mumble shit. It just kind of irks me a bit with how it sounds. So I'd give it a 5 out of 5 still. The track is pretty good mixing wise, and that's the pretty strong thing about the track. It did perform pretty well. Just Future's verse is on the fence with me from time to time, depending on certain sections in the verse that he's singing. Die For You is a pretty strong track. Really like this song. I highly recommend you check this song out. I think on YouTube it's got like over 300 million views, maybe more than that. The music video came out for it, but I think this was a strong track for when the album came out, so 5 out of 5. I Feel It Coming featuring Daft Punk. What a great way to end this album, in my honest opinion. And I really like the overall mixing and production in it, and Abel's singing and Daft Punk doing the I Feel It Coming electronic voice. It sounds really good. with how it's mixed. So 5 out of 5 for the final track. Overall production, mixing, and execution wise, I think Starboy by The Weeknd is a good album. Would I say it's my favorite in his discography? Well, I almost thought it was going to be a pretty good album. It is in between good and pretty good, this album, but I'm still going to give it a good rating because it is a good album. It's just I think the Stargirl interlude featuring Lana Del Rey, when she was singing majority of the track, I had issues with the track. And then when Abel came in with his vocals, he kind of saved the ending to the track. But the majority of that interlude was pretty bad. It wasn't terrible, it just was a decent song. It just not something I'd come back to too much. And the few other tracks were solid, meaning they still brought the rating down, but if I were to give this album a score, I'm going to give this Tuesday album review Season 5, Episode 8 for The Weeknd Starboy. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Good album. Definitely recommend checking it out to see what you think of it. But I just have a little bit of gripes with certain sections in the song. I think Lana Del Rey's vocals is so boring, and just how she's singing, she sounds boring as a singer. Like, so unenthusiastic with how she's singing, and just the way she's singing just throws me off. She's not a good singer, to be honest. She's just very stale of a singer, which means boring. So, 8 out of 10 for The Weeknd Starboy. Sorry about the background noise. My sister's dog barked again. Yeah, for The Weeknd Starboy, 8 out of 10. Thank you guys for watching this Tuesday album review video.